International Studies, Master in Public Policy. She taught English in 4th and 10th grade in Ricca, India. Served as a Illinois legislator, chair of the House of the Higher Education Appropriations Committee. That's pretty great. Vice chair of the House and Environment and Energy Committee. She was a policy consultant and lobbyist for the Environmental Law and Policy Center and Alliance for Water Efficiency. I'm just reading the highlights because it's a pretty long one. Chicago Manufacturing Renaissance Council, Chicago Metro Agency for Planning. So she has quite a varied background, and Ricca is going to talk to us about Rural India Solar Cooking Project Summary. Ricca, you have 15 minutes, okay, and I'll alert you at the 30-minute point.
Okay. Can we put like some of the lights on so people stay awake? That would be good. Okay, so thank you for the introduction. I really did not mention that what I'm working on, the project I'm working on is a small, very small, social entrepreneurship project called Son of an India. Okay, I don't know, this is on so many screens now, it's like making me completely crazy. Okay, so I'm not going to, the beginning of this is something that I've used for other audiences who will not have the level of familiarity that you folks do. But I think you've all seen this. Is this there we go, okay. So this is what you see, of course, all over rural India, certainly, and to some extent in the cities. You see women carrying enormous quantities of fuel wood on their heads. I remember the first few times I saw this, I was just overwhelmed by the women's ability to carry this kind of weight and balance and walk for long distances. With it, of course, then I started to wonder what were they doing with all of this wood. And what they're doing, of course, is they're bringing it home and they're using it to cook family meals for the most part. In the colder parts of the country, they may also be using it for heating, but primarily it's being used for cooking. Of course, the problem with that is that these types of fires and the way that the women cook over a fire ring like this or an open chula is they're right over the flame, and more to the point, they're right over the smoke. They're in the smoke. And that has a lot of health implications. There's quite a new organization you may not be familiar with. It's called the Global Alliance for Clean Cook Stoves. This is one of their brochures. I was just at their meeting in New York. These are a bunch of their publications. If anyone's interested, please feel free to come and look at them. This organization was founded in 2010 with the support of the United Nations Foundation, the Clinton Global Initiative, and a number of other funders. And in their Igniting Change report, they talk about the dangers that are associated with these rudimentary cook stoves and open fires, that they're inefficient, that they're unhealthy, and that they're unsafe, and that the smoke and the fine particulates from these fires, what they emit leads to literally millions of excess deaths worldwide every year. Half of these are from pneumonia in young children. Household indoor air pollution is the 4th greatest health risk after, I think it's heart disease, tobacco, and I forget the other one that's ahead of this. And in India, 24% of all the mortality in children under age 5 is from pneumonia, which is very closely associated with this type of hazardous air pollution. Much of these data are from the Global Burden of Disease report, which was completed under, I think, with World Health Organization funding and published as a series of reports by The Lancet, which is a British medical journal, I believe. Some of you medical folks may know better than I. In addition to the excess burden of deaths, there's millions more people are sickened from the acute and chronic lung and heart diseases that are associated with this. There are also severe eye diseases associated with this, although those tend not to be life-threatening. They're a big problem in themselves. So in India, the estimate is 440,000 excess deaths every year from hazardous indoor air pollution. This young woman in Uttarakhand was making chai for us, and again, she's sitting right over her chula, you know, inside in an unvented space, breathing all the smoke. So there's just so much wood everywhere you look, and the question is, you know, what can be done to address this problem? It's not an easy problem. There are many aspects to it, of course. This is a very big solar cooker, which is made by Sun Oven International, which is about 10-15 miles west of here in Elburn, Illinois. And the kind of clean, safe solar cooking that can be done with this type of solar oven is, I think, is a big part of the answer. So this particular oven is called the Villager Sun Oven, and you can prepare up to, in India, I would say, it's fair to say 600 meals per day if you're using it throughout the day. And that would be rice and dal for 600 people. So, so as you can see, it's quite a large thing. It weighs, without the trailer, which you can see underneath it where the wheels are, without the trailer, I believe it weighs 980 pounds, and then you would have to add the weight of the trailer. I've demonstrated this smaller, the household scale sun oven you can see in this picture. It's called the Global Sun Oven, manufactured by the same US company. In this case at Chitrakud, which many of you are familiar with, more familiar than I am probably. That attracted a lot of attention. This is a household scale oven. The problem with a little oven like this one is if you take it to the ladies, they'll be very courteous and they won't use it because they know how to cook and who the heck am I, you know? So what I think is the greater potential is to introduce the Villager ovens. This is the first one that was ever brought to India. It came to the Jatni campus in Bhubaneswar of the Centurion University of Technology and Management. I was working at Centurion's other campus in their elementary school at that time. So this is what the oven looks like when the solar panels have not been raised yet. So the gentleman in the blue shirt is the head cook for the food service there. The little boy is some kid who lives on campus. They grabbed him for the picture. And the gentleman in the hat is our friend Kartik Chandra Mishra, who is, he's in charge of facilities at that campus, and he's in charge of this oven now. So here they are setting up this first oven. They're raising the solar panels from the flat position. Now they're taking the first food from the oven. So you can see it has a door in the side that's kind of analogous to how we would have an oven here at home. You can also see that it's the door is very thick because of the amount of insulation, so that it cooks both with the sunlight and through retained heat. These are not typically the forms of cooking that women are accustomed to using in India, so it's a challenge to make that shift. It's an engineering college. This is the, I have lots of pictures of the engineering students being very interested in learning more about these ovens. Here's one of the small ovens at the Rajala Government School in Madhya Pradesh. I was not going to show you guys my video, except everybody else showed their videos. So I have a 3-minute video of this. If you guys are interested in seeing it, I'll be happy to show it. We're set up to do it. It's okay? All right. So I have to get out of here. Here it is. Okay, so this is a small oven. Hopefully we'll get the sound. I brought this to this is a small government school, a rural school, where the only way you can tell it's a school is there's a blackboard bolted to the wall. This is hot now. This stays cool. It's what you touch. It's cool. It's cool. This one is in here. It's hot. Okay. Who wants to put their hand here? These people. Okay. No, you can.